I'm Robin Bensley. Welcome to Chow Time and welcome to Bermuda. The first man that ever stepped foot on this beautiful British island happened to be a Spanish explorer in 1505. And his name? Juan de Bermudez. Nowadays, about 64,000 people live on this island, which is about 665 miles off the coast of North Carolina. Now, among other things, Bermuda is known for its pink sand beaches, Bermuda shorts, Bermuda onions, and the mysterious Bermuda Triangle. 300 shipwrecks lie beneath the waters around Bermuda. And they say that annually about 10 planes and about 20 yachts go down. And they're never able to find the debris. And there's a lot of different theories about why, but perhaps it's because the Gulf Stream runs through here, it moves very rapidly and takes away the debris before it can be found. And this is really interesting. The first person to mention the Bermuda Triangle was Christopher Columbus. He was on his way to the Caribbean, and when he passed this area, he recorded in his journal that all of the ship's compasses had just stopped. Here's another interesting thing, what I'm about to make, inspired by Bermuda. First thing I'm going to do for these Bermuda Triangles is I have 2 sheets of puff pastry that are frozen. So I want to let them thaw for 20 minutes, just enough where you can handle them, but where it's still cold. Then I'm going to come over here, and I do think we need to do a Bermuda onion. Except for the fact that they're nearly impossible to find these days, especially in the United States. Bermuda onions were such a huge crop in Bermuda in the 1800s that they started calling the whole island the onion patch. And Bermudians are known as onions. What happened was just before World War I, their exports dropped off considerably, and growers in the United States started figuring out how to do these mild, sweet onions, especially Texas. You've heard of Texas sweets? So I am going to use Vidalia onions from Georgia because they are mild and sweet, just like a Bermuda onion. So I'm going to dice 1 whole Bermuda onion. And this is the way I like to do it. Everybody cuts onions differently. I have a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. Saute this for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and tender. Now I'm going to add 1 1/4 pounds of ground sirloin. This is 93% lean. I don't want it to have too much fat in it. So we break that up into the onions. And we cook that until the meat is lightly browned. This looks good. And I'm going to add a few more things. A little bit of seasoning. About a half a teaspoon of salt. About 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Stir that in. The tomato paste acts like a thickener for the filling, so that would be good. And then, hey, they're Bermuda Triangles. You've got to add some rum. So I'm going to splash in about 3 tablespoons worth of rum. And then I'm going to cook that down just till the rum evaporates. Okay, the rum has cooked off. I want the filling to be moist but not drippy. So I can turn that off. And now we'll work with the dough. I'm going to sprinkle my counter with a little bit of flour. And put my 2 sheets of dough right on top of the flour so it doesn't stick. All I want to do is press together the seams so they don't separate. Then you take a fork and you just prick it all over like this. So it doesn't explode into one giant puff pastry in your oven. I put one of my squares of puff pastry on a parchment-lined tray. I'm going to put the filling all over the top. Then you kind of spread it out evenly right up to the edge. Now I'm going to add, because it's a British island, I have to add some sharp cheddar cheese. I'll put a nice layer of sharp cheddar on there. By the way, does anyone ever buy mild cheddar cheese? Just wondering. Now I put the top on. This goes in a 375-degree oven for about 20 minutes until it is golden. All right, now we have to let it sit for a couple of minutes before we cut it into Bermuda Triangles. Bermuda Triangles. This is delicious. And I guarantee you, if you serve this at a party, these will disappear without a trace.